Hi, welcome back to Keep It Dirty, a podcast where my guests share their life living functionally and sustainably and their why behind their ever changing experiences with navigating through our ever changing environment. And I am your host, Leslie Dowling. I am a functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner and corporate speaker. And today is my pleasure and honor to introduce to you my guest, Nicholas Dowling. He is my middle son of three sons. He's 23. Proud to say that he got through Ranger School, and he is also a lieutenant in the Army. He did ROTC through Wake Forest University. And several years ago, in 2019, we started a podcast called Generation Foundation, which is the Gen X versus Gen Zs, and speaking into the environmental changes on our planet and also eating clean and healthy, trying to live a clean lifestyle. Nicholas got very busy with his life and with the Army and graduating college last year. That I started 2 years ago a podcast called Keep It Dirty. And it's really all about what we discuss and what we're passionate about. So, Nicholas, haven't had you on for a while. How are you?
I'm great.
Good,
Doing
good.
very well. Yes.
So maybe you
Feeling
could
good.
back it up a little and maybe you could share with everybody, our viewers and listeners, about how did you get into ROTC? Or, I mean, I just remember as a mom, you really didn't, it wasn't like you were obsessed with the Army or the Navy. So what triggered you to join the Army and follow this as a career path, or who knows where it's going to take you?
I just showed up to I thought I was going to play college soccer, and then I ended up not. And then I showed up to college and I wasn't on a team or anything, and I saw they had the army stuff there with ROTC, so I said, "All right, I'll try this." I just showed up on the first day and stuck with it, and then the rest is history. But I never thought I'd be doing it, but then you find your way into things. And then now here I am. But
So,
I'm happy with how it all worked out.
yeah. So, how have you changed from pre to post Ranger? And what maybe you could share a little bit with everybody what you went through. And
I mean,
what is Ranger School? Maybe for people that have no idea, what is really Ranger School?
it's a Army's premier leadership course that focuses on like small unit tactics and a series of different environments. It's a 62-day course, but if you fail something and you need to like redo a phase, there's three phases. So if you fail something, you can like redo the phase. So realistically, most people end up staying there for longer than 62 days. I spent 170 days there in total. So I did 2.7 Ranger schools.
Wow.
So that's 8 phases, which is a lot more than most people do. So it was tough, very tough, not easy. A lot of moments where I thought about quitting, but eventually it got done. But it's a very rigorous course that's they intentionally make very tough. They limit your food extremely to an extremely low level, and they limit your sleep to extremely low level. And then they observe how you are able to lead and like basically run missions in these very unideal conditions. And then they assess your leadership attributes and competencies in those settings. So it's very good to get it done and move on now with the rest of my life and career.
So what percentage of the Army are Rangers?
That a ranger qualified, they say it's less than 1%.
Wow.
So it's a very small amount of people that go to the school and get it done.
Can you just share with everybody what are the three phases? What does that encompass?
The 3 phases are the first phase is called Darby, which takes place at Fort Benning in Georgia. The next phase is in Dahlonega, Georgia, which is in the mountains of Georgia. It's called mountains. That's what it's called, the phase. So you go from like ordinary forest to mountainous conditions. We are also learning how to do like different mountaineering tasks and like rappelling stuff. And then in the third phase is referred to as swamps because um, you go to um, Eglin Air Force Base down in Florida. So and then you're in like basically the forests and swamps of Florida. So that's the third phase. So in total, it ranges and touches a lot of different, environments, like I said. Um, and there's definitely a lot of things to learn and experience within the course. So
Well,
yeah.
and what is your next agenda, or what are you doing right now? What are you?
Well, right now I'm supposed to be going to airborne school potentially in 2 weeks, which is that's a 3-week course. And then as soon as I get that done, if I'm able to get into that course, I'll do it. If I don't get into it, or as soon as I get that done, then I'll start the process of moving to Hawaii, where then I'll be there as an infantry lieutenant.
And how many people does an infantry lieutenant usually oversee, or it just depends?
So as a lieutenant, your main role that you'll fulfill is to be a platoon leader. So that's like 35 to 40 people around there
Hmm.
that you'll be leading. That's like a standard platoon size. Um, so I'll be doing that eventually once I get there. And then there's other roles that I'll fulfill very likely while I'm there, different experiences that I'll have. So that is what the future looks like, foreseeable future once I get there for about 2.5 years or so.
Okay. And what are you? I guess it's so hard to tell because you will be experiencing so many different things, and who knows where you'll end up. But what would be your ideal situation if you could just kind of look at a crystal ball and see what your options are? What do you think you would really be fulfilled doing?
Well, we'll see once I get there. No, we'll see what I think of it all, but I think from what I hear, being a platoon leader as long as possible is ideal. So to try and do that for as long as I can, and
Hmm.
then maybe be a platoon leader for another platoon, a different type of platoon. There's potential for that. And then we'll see from there. I mean, it would be cool, at least right now, I think, to go and be an instructor of some sorts in the army at some point somewhere. So where that might be, I'll see. There's different courses and different schools that they have in Hawaii where maybe I'll be able to do that. So I might try and pursue those opportunities if they come.
Okay. And where will you be based in? What is the name of
I'll be on Oahu, on the islands of Hawaii, outside of Honolulu. So
and what's the name
the
of
island
the?
of Oahu,
Yeah.
specifically a post called Schofield Barracks. That's where I'll be. I'll be with the 25th Infantry Division.
Okay. And I guess there are some alumni from Wake Forest that you graduated with that will be there already.
Yeah, I'm living with a friend of mine who's a pilot that's there currently.
Okay. That's really
Yes.
interesting. So you just finished literally, like, was it not even a week ago when you found out?
Yeah, if I graduated last Friday.
So, we're really, we talk about eating clean and being healthy. I mean, your body, you had to prepare, I guess, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that on so many different levels to prepare yourself, right? To be able to pass everything. Because also you had to learn and understand land navigation, right?
Yeah, there's a ton of
Skills and things.
basic soldier skills that you need to know.
So, how are you rebooting your body or regenerating? Like, are you just slowly getting back? Because we love to talk about exercise and working out. I know a couple of years ago you were really into CrossFit. So, are you just giving yourself some R&R and slowly integrating the workout and eating healthy, or so your body can kind of regenerate?
Um, yeah, essentially, yeah, that's the best way to do it. So, eating pretty healthy, yes. Your appetite is very large once you leave that school, just because you've been so deprived of food. So, you try not to eat. It's a balance between not overeating and eating bad food, and then just still also like eating a lot of food, but try and eat good food. And then slowly, yesterday and today, I've worked back, getting into the gym and training again, but it's just a slow progression because your
Yeah.
body is so weak after like having gone through all that, losing a lot of muscle, and with the amount of food that you eat and also the sleep that you get, your hormones do get pretty messed up while you're in the school, so it takes time for that to stabilize again. I mean, generally, what I've read is like your bone density decreases as well, just because of how weak you become. So I'm trying to build that back up again and become normal, but I'm feeling pretty good, pretty solid.
Mhm.
Um, let's The supplements that I'm taking right now, quite a few at least initially. So I'm taking like a fish oil pill, a
Mhm.
magnesium pill, just a general multivitamin. I have like a green supplement that I am taking every morning along with creatine. Um, Now I do apple cider vinegar,
Okay.
and then I think that's it.
So on the base, you
Oh,
did
and vitamin D. That's right.
vitamin D is important. Would you say that on the base that there is somebody like a health care person or somebody that's into like reintegrating you with supplements and just getting your body back into shape? Like, do they have those protocols?
Yeah, there are some people that you can seek out that guidance. I've got a pretty good feel of like what I need to be doing generally, just because
Yeah,
I've like gone through or I've left the school and then I came back, so I already kind of know what it's like to recover. But I think we're gonna have a trainer and nutritionist come talk to us just to go over a few things. So
that's
there
good.
are resources available to me as well as like other soldiers that do go to the school and then go out of it.
So why is it that they tell the guys and whoever went through the schooling right after not to drive? Why is that?
I mean, initially they say don't drive just because you're so sleep deprived
Hmm.
and you're not in the right headspace. If reach a point where you're almost like you just feel drunk,
Yeah.
so that's like trying to drive while you're intoxicated.
So have you been getting a good amount of sleep? I'm hoping.
Yeah, my sleep has slowly come back to normal,
Okay.
but I still wake up occasionally throughout the night
Sure.
as I get used to sleeping again.
Because most people don't realize it's not like they're like, okay, now you're going to go into the barracks and sleep and get a good night's sleep. I mean, you're literally like a POW. They make these conditions so it's like you're on fight or flight and you get like minimal sleep. You're sleeping outside, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like
when
the conditions.
not the whole school you're outside, but for a
Okay.
good chunk of it you're sleeping outside and doing all that.
And you get small rations of food, like, or is it
Yeah.
2 square meals or no?
Yeah, very minimal. When you're out in the field,
Hmm.
you're getting like only like 2 MREs a day, which for all the physical stuff you're doing is not nearly enough.
Okay. And what is can you tell everybody what is an MRE?
It's just like a small packaged meal that the army has. It's got like maybe like 2,000 calories or so in it. 1 to 2,000 calories usually,
Hmm.
but it's just like highly processed food that can like withstand a lot of time and still remain intact and edible. So that's what you're having.
Well, so proud of you. I know it's been a long
Been a
journey.
long time coming, but I
Yeah.
finally did it. So it's good. It's definitely gonna help propel me forward in my career.
And are you going to let your hair grow back?
Yes, I'll keep it long and I'll never cut it again.
Never, never say never. You never know. But what I wanted to share with the audience was the other thing is when you went into your freshman year of high school in college, that was when everything was on lockdown and there wasn't
Yes.
anything really going on campus, right? When you went off to college, it was like everybody was in their dorms.
Yeah, it was definitely a different campus during the initial 20.
Yeah. So do you think that could have been the catalyst as to why you needed, some sort of a regimented, exercise because you were really into exercise, obviously
I
trying.
mean, maybe a little bit. I think I would have joined it anyway, regardless of
Mhm.
the campus being open or not.
Yeah.
I do, but I definitely think it helped push me along, at least initially, to join it. The gym was closed at my school, so that was another big part of why I wanted to try and find a place to work out with, and they worked out, so I was
Yeah.
another reason I joined ROTC.
So for anyone that's listening that is toying with the idea of possibly doing ranger school if in the army, or can you give anybody words of wisdom or any kind of advice?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there might be people that are listening that are thinking about the army or going into some sort of like armed service, but there's a ton of opportunities. I always thought that the military was super limited in scope and what they do and the jobs that are within the army or in the military, but there's so many different professions that you can fulfill within in the military that are like, you wouldn't even think of that are potential things that you could do within the military. It's not all just like, your typical image of what you think of when you think of being in the military. There's a ton of background things that go on behind the scenes that need to be done that require a lot of like educated professionals. So it is quite expansive, the different opportunities that you can do within the military.
Well, I wanted to thank you. I know you're exhausted taking time out this evening to join me. And I
Of
miss our
course.
Generation Foundation, but we'll hit you up and have you on occasionally to keep that going because I think it's a great podcast with points of view from different generations and your passions. And also, I'd love to have you back on as a guest if you do go through airborne school or even after a couple of months when you are serving in Hawaii. So make a promise to me that you'll be on again because I
Of
just,
course.
and again, to all our viewers and listeners, just remember to keep it dirty, keep grounded with Mother Earth, and please rate, review, and subscribe because without all my listeners and viewers, I wouldn't be able to do this and to have amazing guests like my son, who has just a lot of wealth of wisdom, even at 23. So, is there any last thing that you'd like to share with everybody before we close up shop today?
I'll say that anything is possible, even if you doubt yourself and you don't think you can do it. I thought what I was doing was impossible, but it can be done after spending a lot of time in that school.
I love that. And remember, just never give up. Keep on going, follow your dreams, shoot for the stars. You get one shot in life. And if you can experience and push yourself to, the limits of something that you thought you could never do, go for it. And again, proud of you. my son, and just wanted to thank everybody listening today. Thank you, Nicholas Dowling, and we'll see you around soon on Keep It Dirty. Take care.